So I'm here. I'm going to do my. This is going to be the first part of some theory crafting for the new Hearthstone Boomsday Project set that's coming out in in a week actually. And yeah, normally I do a card review first, and then I go through and I just start building all the decks. This time around, I'm gonna do something that do it in a order I haven't done before. I'm gonna theory craft some decks first, then I'm gonna do the card review. I'm gonna try it out this way just because a lot of times you go through and you start like looking at a card and you're like, oh, this card, I don't even really know how good this is because kind of have to build the deck first. Cards like that, and then there's some where you think a card's good or bad, and until you build the deck and you realize, oh, that card actually fits into this deck, or it doesn't fit into this deck. There's not enough room for it. So yeah, I want to do that for that and see how it goes. At least this time around, I'll do it like in that order, and I'm gonna start off with first building. I think like the best order thing to do things is to build the most aggressive decks first, because that lets you know like how much you can get away with as far as greediness goes for other decks, for like combo decks and control decks. Um, and then I'm gonna go to the obvious decks that just seem like they're going to be the strongest decks, and build those. That that'll kind of give you those two things there will kind of give like a pretty good value of how the cards are. And then I might do like a couple other decks, but and then after that, I'm not going to build like do like a ton of theory crafting right now because I just want to get like all that sorted out, just to try to feel how powerful all these cards and all these decks are going to be. And then I'm going to jump into the card review after that, and then I'm going to come back and then like fully I just do as many theory crafting decks as I can over the course of the next day or two. Um, and I'll be uploading those videos also. So yeah, I'll get right into it with I'm going to start off with what I think is going to be like a stronger aggro deck, which would be like the aggro mech warrior. So it's probably going to be that. Like odd paladin's probably still going to be good. I'm gonna just I, th I didn't really look at even mech paladin might be a thing. Um, right now they don't have all the cards built up in here, so I'm gonna have to like just halfway build some of these sets and then like just write down so I don't like or I mean I'm gonna like save them halfway done, but I'll just mark down how many cards I have left. Um, so the aggro mech. And then by the time I'm like halfway done with this theory crafting, they should have all of them into the deck builder and everything. Aggro mech warrior. Yeah, is there like there might be like an even mech paladin that's really aggressive. Definitely, there should be like a mid-range paladin that's pretty good. That'll probably be like the last one I craft, and then yeah, if any other decks that just seem super strong stand out. Yeah, they ended up having more support for the, like more one cost mix than I thought they would, and there's more neutral ones. So aggro is going to be pretty strong, which normally like I like my least favorite decks are aggro and combo decks. So this expansion is probably going to be like my least favorite expansion ever, even though we'll see though. Maybe they balance each other enough out to where you can actually still play control, but control could be dead in this meta. We'll see. It shouldn't be. It should go to where there's the combo decks over here that are super OP if it goes late and they destroy control. But then there's the aggro decks over here that destroy the combo decks. And then the control deck should be able to like beat the aggro decks. And then mid range is somewhere in the middle. So it should be like a lot of metas we've seen in the past in Hearthstone. Um, but the combo decks are pretty OP. Like they're pretty ridiculous. So like it's going to be kind of really polarizing if you're a control trying to like target aggro and you queue into a combo or the other way around. So I don't know, it might even be like more polarizing than a lot of matchups in this current meta. So let's start getting. Um, so obviously this is going in there. This is going in there. This is going in there. Mech, deal damage. I mean, this is an aggro deck, so I guess that's going in there for now at least. One cost magnetic rush. Man, you can really consistently. Let's just start it out just going full aggro, like, because then, because you could also get out. I don't know. Do you want these guys drawn by like the town crier? Let's just throw that in there just for a second. Oh, I'm gonna open my door up. Hold on a second. Mm, Add a, it's a 2 mana 2/1 mech. Add the rush spark. This is a little more defensive. Give a minion rush. Draw a card. That that's a really good card in general. That might go in there. Obviously the double galvanizer. This is gonna be the backbone of a lot of mech decks. 2 mana 1/2 battle cry. Reduce cost of your mechs in your hand by 1. If this card alone, yeah, I'm not happy about this card because this card makes coin like going coin so much better, especially in like a mirror, like an mech mirror or aggro, especially the aggro mech mirror. That like you coin this out turn 1, and then you could play if I could play all these cards. Like that's ridiculous. Just if you have coin, and you can't do that if you don't have coin. So you go turn 1, you play one of these. You go turn 2, you coin this out and play all of these, and then you just win. That's that's pretty scary. Yeah, that like so these decks are definitely got to be good. So I mean, this that's such a strong opening that you might just want to like mulligan just for this card, even if you like draw all these. Like if you have nothing but 1 drops, you might just like mulligan just for that. That's how strong that is. Like, this is gonna you're gonna want this for mirrors for trading. And it's a cheap one. Um, Summon 2 goblin bombs. So that's gonna push for more, but you're gonna lose a tempo-ish battle. We'll just throw it in for now. Because that's 2 goblin. Oh wait, summon a goblin bomb. You're gonna lose so much tempo, but and you can't buff it. Oh, well, I'll just leave it for now. That one's probably not gonna make the cut. Turn 3 magnetic Antant, so this is gonna help all these survive. That's definitely going in. Double. This one, Kaboombot might make it in. This might make it in. Just throw these in for now. I mean, like we don't even have any spells. Yeah, and we're already like full just on the new mechs. Gain stealth until end of your turn. That one's more of a slower setup for the. No. Man, there's a lot more mechs they added than I thought they would. Yeah, this is definitely an aggro one. Although this one doesn't. This one would be bad in mirrors, but I can't remember what the microbots are. Do they have rush or not? Oh, piloted Reaper. This was surprising. This is one of the dump cards. Still trying to figure out how. This is on average worse than a piloted shredder, but it can be stronger even, which is pretty scary. But in this deck, I mean, it's like most likely just going to summon a one cost because you have so many one costs. And then it might summon that. So this is actually bad in this, even though it's a mech. Explode. Summon two goblin bomb. Oh, this is the one that summons the two goblin bombs. So that one, and it's got like high attack. Well, not really, but I mean, considering it summons two goblin bombs. I mean, so this is basically a 4 mana 6/4. So that's an aggressive stat line, but they're split up, so weak to AoE, weak to anything that's like 1/2s, which is, I think it's good though in an aggro one. 4 mana. Oh, it does have rush. So 4 mana 5/1 mech. I think like when they first showed this, it didn't have rush. A rager that could be okay. It's not gonna make the cut in this deck though. Oh yeah, this was a mech. This is one of the slower ones though, so you don't want that. Deal 5 damage, not to mechs. Okay, that's gonna. Oh man. See, this one's gonna be weird too, because early on everyone's gonna be wanting to try out all these mech decks too. So this is a dead card in there. Definitely not early on. You wouldn't want this, but yeah, this card sucks against in the mirror, especially as an aggro. I think you just like you're like gaining so much aggression tempo. You don't need this in the aggro deck. This is better in like the control-y ones. Summon two 1/2 mix with Divine Shield Taunt. Now that's just a really good card, but it's man, it's really good in a mirror. But you don't want this against non-mech decks in this deck. Destroy a mech. That's gonna be good early. Now for that. Lifesteal Taunt. Now that's slow. War Gear is gonna be good because you're going to have a mech, and even if you don't, you're gonna be able to play this on turn 6. Like something's gonna stick, and this is basically gonna have rush guaranteed. Shuffle a bomb into your opponent's no. Oh, Ziliax. Rush. Probably have Ziliax because it has rush and divine shield. You can stick that on. So Town Crier is definitely wait. Town Crier is gonna draw a rush minion from your deck. How many rush minions is there? Is there just the skater bots, Ziliax if you put it in, yeah, Town Criers. But then it's going to draw. It's a 1 mana 1/2 that draws a card. But then it can't be buffed. Yeah, the Town Crier's got to get cut. So I think Ziliax is good for this deck. It might be not make the cut because it at the end of your turn deal one damage to all other characters. No. If this was magnetic, maybe, but no. No. This is gonna be good in a paladin one, that paladin resurrect one. For us to return to give me your max ever rush. I don't know if Dr. Boom is good enough for or in the most aggressive one, like having every one of these you draw have a rush could be good, but I mean the game's probably pretty much decided by turn 7 anyway. So I don't think you even put Dr. Boom in the aggro one. Spark Drill, 5 mana, 6. Add 2/1/1 sparks with a rush to your hand. Hey, what's up, Kevin? You back on? Did is the Boomsday set gonna get you back? Since I would recommend like if you don't, I'd recommend like crafting nothing but this card. Like you should just craft this card. Well, you get like logging in, you get a free legend golden legendary. You can just disenchant your free golden legendary to craft this, and then you get 18 decks, and then half of those 18, well, they're all like modified to like have new cards, but half of them are specifically Boomsday created sets, and you like get those randomly. So you get like this is a good, this is the best free to play card ever. It's a really good card for the game, and you can just play with those decks and spend zero money. That's what I would do if I was like sitting out. Yeah, so yeah, I would make that card if I'm gonna play it just for fun, but yeah, I'm building this aggro deck. This is the first deck I'm building, trying to see build an aggro mech warrior deck because it's probably gonna be the most aggressive deck I think. There could be a paladin one might be more aggressive. How many odd cards are there? And neutral, so that's neutral odd, neutral odd, neutral odd. There might be an odd mech, so these were even paladin mech warriors or mech. So it's odd, odd. Actually, a lot of these are odd. Damn, like an odd paladin, mech paladin might be a thing. Although, like the upgraded hero power won't be as good when you're constantly throwing down one cost megs. Oh yeah, yeah, I know about Verve. Like a lot of like people advertise it on like review things that I watch. Oh, and so like October, that'll be like, um, that's not too long from now actually. It's like just a few months, right? I can do math. All right, let me two daughters. Oh, so that's too slow for this. Oh yeah, was it? Does this make the cut? I mean, this will help attack into big taunt minions. I don't think it does though. No, on that, that's too big and slow. Mecha Cthulhu. All right, so that's just Boomsday cards. I've already got 29 cards in the deck that are aggro Boomsday cards, or and I haven't even put any spells in. So probably want, yeah, you want execute to get through a shield. Probably just one execute to get through a big shield. You're gonna have board control, so there, you don't need brawl. Well, probably. I mean, if they do AOE, you're gonna lose board. But actually, wait, that new spell might go in here because you're gonna run out of cards, right? But that only a lot of these have. Let's see, rush. Most of these, if like that one's already gonna have rush, basically these magnetic ones. So I think it's better just to have the battle rage. Definitely two of those. How's this expansion rank for you? Um, just looking at it, I won't know for sure until I theorycraft these decks out and like then I'll kind of get a better version. But just at a glance, is like the current meta is actually probably the best meta ever. There's like multiple tier one decks, and there's like they're barely better than the tier two decks, and there's like 20 different tier two decks. It's like a really good meta right now. So like no, pretty much no matter what, the meta is gonna get like less diverse and won't be as good. And there's like a lot of control decks right now too, and I like control. But this expansion, there's a lot of like like super OP combo decks, and they added a bunch of aggro stuff too. So there's going to be a lot of aggro, and so those are my two least favorite. My least favorite kind of deck is aggro, and my second least favorite deck is combo OTK decks, and they just added a bunch of those, and those are going to be like the backbone of this expansion. So like this, depending on how if they didn't balance it well, this might be my least favorite meta in the history of Hearthstone. So I might, after like the meta settles down, I might even stop playing, like if it works out poorly. But um, if they balanced it right, then that shouldn't be a problem because like I said in the beginning, this like you'll have like the super OP combo decks over here, but the aggro decks will like blow those decks out because they'll, like before they even get going, they'll kill them. But then the control decks, which I like control, will counter the aggro decks so that it's like a rock paper scissors, which isn't like some people hate that, but I don't mind it. And then you'll have like the mid-range decks, which fall depending on how you build them, could fall on either side. They could target aggro or control or combo decks. So like it should be fine. Like I still should like if they balance if it works out to where it's balanced and like the game's not broken, then it'll be fine. You can still play control or mid range if you like. You basically you'll be able to play any kind of deck style you want if it's balanced right. But we'll see. Like that's what I'm trying to figure out with the theory crafting. We'll see like the first couple of weeks and everything, and after that, there's some cards that I feel like should be nerfed before the expansion even comes out, but hopefully I'm wrong. Actually, after seeing like so many aggro minions that get released, now I'm less worried about those OP cards because they're just gonna get ran over if you get greedy like that. Alright, but so I'm gonna figure out. Just need more card draw, right? Probably still need more card draw. Is Yeah, so either a shield block or no, not an aggro, right? You don't want a shield block. I guess you did like Pirate Warrior ran shield block sometimes. The Acolyte of Pain's probably gonna get in this meta is probably gonna get multiple. I think like one Acolyte of Pain. Maybe two. These are probably going to get two cards against a lot of decks, especially in the mirror. But it would be really shitty if you drew two of these when you're trying to like race for board control. I'm just gonna put one in, and I got um, the two what's it called? The yeah, and then yeah, so I'm building the aggro decks first to see how greedy you can get with the other decks, and then I'm gonna build like the OP combo decks after this. I'm gonna build like yeah, just a couple aggro decks. Do you need a whirlwind? No. Don't want to. Taskmaster would be good, but I already need to cut three cards. I mean, this is very consistently gonna have like a really strong opening. I mean, I'm topping out at 5. I've got 3 5-mana cards. Oh, I could put a Leroy in here. I don't know, with these are just like better than, in this deck, these are like better Leroys. Like, Ziliax might not be, I guess you could just combine it with any of these 1-mana ones. Like, what would it? So it's basically gonna gain, if you combine it with that, it's gonna become, on turn 6, a 4/5 with Rush, Magnetic Divine Shield Rush. So 4/5, 1/1, or 4/5, 4/3 with Rush. Oh, with deal 2 damage. Extra 2. Yeah, actually, yeah, Ziliax is, yeah, that one's fine. Yeah, I'm actually working on one right now. I'm doing one that's like a little more like kind of be like more prop themed. I'm actually gonna do it based on this new set, like the Boomsday Project. So like I'm making like a boom bot right now. I'm almost done with, but I'm gonna do like a little diorama of like I'm gonna call it like a Boomsday bouquet, and I'm gonna put like a lot of the props like a boom bot I'll do like random I think I might want to do this hammer. It looks really cool and it wouldn't be too hard. This super collider hammer. And there's a bunch. I'll have to like look at which one I want to do because there's so many cool this thing looks pretty easy and it looks really cool. Like this security rover. I might model that out. And do like I want to do like something with to do with a rocket or a missile, like one of the things. And yeah, like I want like I'll probably do like one of Dr. Boom's arms. Like where is he at over here? Oh, the new expansion. Yeah, I don't know. He's got like just like one of his arms just like lying on the ground or something. Yeah. Oh, this one cuts his arms off, but his arms look pretty cool. Like this faithful. I'm probably gonna do this thing, this faithful Lumi. There's multiple things in this set that have like this light bulb thing. So if I make that, I could use that for a couple different things. Like his arm has a light bulb, like this thing's head. Yeah, and then after that, yeah, I want to do that. That's gonna take a little while, and I think I'm gonna like apply to some places after that, after I finish that, and then maybe actually I kind of want to do just one non-Blizzard related. like portfolio piece after that. Just so like, I'm not going like all in on that, but like I just was doing these just because like I wanted to. Like it didn't just so happen it happened to be like Blizzard inspired like pieces that I've been doing lately. Underpowered mech. So yeah, sorry for anyone that was just watching this for just theory crafting taking so long just for one aggro deck. Like this is good enough for now. Um, just I'll just take out a couple cards and then I'll save this one. Obviously it's not refined, but you get the point. It's like it's very consistent early game. It's gonna run over the combo decks pretty much, even if I do the worst build of these cards. Like I could take out some of the best cards right here, and then it would still be good. But like the dream opening is if yeah, you always want the coin with this deck because you can coin into um, this galvanizer, and then you could play like four other cards in the same turn potentially, and a lot of these cards buff each other. And so that's just insane. You basically, if you have the coin and you start with galvanizer and coin, you have like a few one drops, you just won the game, which is yeah, like that's frustrating. Yeah, this is uh, one of my least favorite cards of the set because it's just like Mech Warper. It's just like you have those games where you just like win right away, and I hate that. Oh yeah, just like I'm gonna be uploading the stuff to like my website as soon as like I make it, and then like I have an Instagram now. Like it's the same as my like website name, like williamreedart.com or at Instagram at williamreedart, and then like I still yeah, and my YouTube I upload like the 360s to YouTube, like my YouTube channel. I think that this one is not going to make the cut. It's a little slow and it only does one bomb, so take that out for sure. And then I'm not so sure about this one, so I'm going to take that one of those out. And then that looks pretty good. That's definitely a strong deck. Do unlisted. I don't want these aggro decks to spread around. Unknown fatigue. Whatever, it's just unknown. So yeah, you definitely it, it's going to be really hard to get wins as a combo deck against that, like an OTK deck. So that deck alone should keep things in check. Now we're going to go to a Paladin one. I'm trying to figure out if I should try to do a mech even or odd Paladin or just like, because what did they all get from? Wait, this doesn't have everything, does it? They don't have this card in there. They don't have all the cards in the deck builder yet. Oh, it doesn't have the Glowtron. That's going in every Paladin mech deck for sure. Uh, search it without an account. Oh yeah, well, in the Instagram. So my Instagram. The thing that's not sucks about Instagram though is like you can't make sometimes like you can't make like the sizes of things very big and so the only reason why I did an Instagram just because Instagram's so big like it especially like if I just made one recently like I see I only have like 5 things on there but it's just like everyone uses it, so it's just kind of dumb to not have an Instagram as an artist these days. So I just finally gave in and made one. I've looked at ArtStation. I need to make an ArtStation too, honestly. It's just that like I already like even without that because I've got it. It's spent you spend so much time uploading to all these sites, but ArtStation is big in the industry, so I really should make one too. Oh, they have model view. Do you just upload the file or something? Can you upload a ZBrush file though? Like, because those are really big file size. If you have like, it, yeah, like they can be. There was like the other day when I was working on that the one you saw like the crystal dude, like there was like some settings that I had checked on. They're on checked on by default, and some of them are based on the performance of your computer. And I didn't realize it. And like all of a sudden, it's like I couldn't save my file because it's like your hard drive's full. It's like what the fuck? I just bought this computer this year, and I have well, I have two hard drive. I have a solid state, but my solid state is 500 gigs, and uh, I was like there's no way that should be filled up. But then like it's because I accidentally had like the on ZBrush you can save your undos. So like if you like load up your file from before, you can still hit undo and like undo from the previous time, which is cool. But like mine was set to like save like 1,000 undos like that by default, and like that really jacks up the memory. And then it was also set to like quick save pretty often, which that was fine, but it was saving like 20 like I know it was at least 20 quick saves, and so like each file was like multiple it was like each file was like 10 gigs after a while, and then it was saving like 10 gigs like every like 20 minutes, and it was also making like the save time go up. The crystal guys probably OBJ. Yeah, that would be okay. It would still probably be big if you unless you like decimated the polys down. Thanks. Yeah, I was like I think it turned out well too. Oh, the Glowatron is here now. Um, Divine Shield Lifesteal. Your health is doubled. It looks like these are a lot of, but aggro. I mean, odd paladin probably wouldn't use one of these, right? Because you can't. Or are you trying to blow them out? Obviously, I could refine that deck to be less aggressive and more control. Yeah, I'm gonna try to do an odd mech paladin and see what that looks like, because that'll be like the more aggressive one, probably. The even one might oddly be because like the even pally blew you out more before, but it's definitely a little slower. So Baku. Although like this is gonna get eaten up by the warrior one, but if you go more aggressive. Mana filter. Let's just go Lumi, Mekaru, Skaterbot, that. Yeah, yeah, those are like learning experiences. The both of them took like a lot longer than they should have, but not because like I didn't know what to do or like how to make the proportions or anything. It was more like like I know how to do this thing, and it was like it would take me like sometimes like half an hour to find that like one button, and like I could have like done it another way even then and done it quicker. I could have like something I could have done in like 5 minutes that took me half an hour, but like I want to relearn it now so that it won't, so that that thing that took 5 minutes doing the other way I can do in 1 minute once I find that button. I just want to get proficient like that because I mean obviously you're gonna want to do that anyway. And like I've been like with this new Boomsday one, I've been doing like a lot of the I've been doing like low poly modeling in ZBrush, like the basic modeling, just because they have that now. But it's like it's a lot harder than in Max or Maya, and just because I don't have Max or Maya right now, and I was after actually I play this expansion a lot, I'm gonna do like a free trial of Max and like build most of like the stuff for this project I'm working on in there, and while I have a trial. But if I could see if ZBrush like keeps improving the way they do with their low poly stuff, then you're not going to need to use Max or Maya. Like it's because some of the stuff they have is actually there's a few little things that is like easier, and the fact that you not having to switch back and forth between them and the way you can move things around ZBrush is so much better that I can definitely see like ZBrush eliminating Maya or Max completely for low poly modeling if they just keep adding tools and make them better. But like they don't have one of the most basic important functions, which is just like cutting a like slice like making a cut in a polygon, which is really bizarre. Or it's like so hidden that I couldn't find it. But I looked for like a total of like hours over a couple days and I couldn't find something like that. I haven't seen Topo Gun in a while. I've actually heard I was looking at some interviews and I heard that like people don't even use Topo Gun anymore. It's like outdated. Like there's like other programs that are better and some like I heard like doesn't Substance Designer have like a built-in retopology that's like better than Topo Gun? Is I think that's right. Like okay, I might as well use this because it's odd and it's mech. Although I don't know if I go too overboard with the mechs if I oh I definitely have mech. Oh this is a mech. And if you sync that taunt on there, I think this does go in there. This isn't really an aggro card, but if you put a taunt on there, I don't know. Then how are you going to activate it if you don't specifically put that on there? Yeah, on second thought, no. Yeah, like it's so much to keep up on, but like that's what I just like listened to like this like 40-minute interview of like a environment the lead like a lead environment artist from Blizzard, and he was saying that like I think he was actually saying that he does use Topo Gun sometimes too, just because like he's from like when that was like the only thing basically you could use for that. But like most of the people there use like he said like two other things, and one of them I'm pretty sure was like like Substance Designer, and like it has like a thing in it. So this resurrect three friendly mechs. They keep magnetic and upgrades. So Ciliax is odd too. Yeah, dude, odd mech paladin might be pretty sick. It's a little more mid-rangey and slow, but cranking out the tokens is going to be big too. And then standard. Yeah, oh yeah, and I'm gonna also after like when I do the modeling for this project, that's when I'm gonna start. I'm gonna download Substance Painter, like the trial, and then use it, and then to like texture this project, and then I'm definitely gonna like subscribe to that program because it's not like ridiculous, but we'll see if I could finish just this project without even before well, just with the trial. Is this worth it now? In here, recruit three minions that cost two or less. So you're going to be recruiting. You don't want to recruit that. That would be good. That's not good. It's okay. That one's okay, but it's a 1. That one's okay because it's got rush. This one it would be okay. Oh no, that's 3, so I can't recruit that. It's mostly going to be recruiting 1/1s, but some of them have rush. There's a 1/1/3. Nah, it's not that good. Not worth it. Level up, you still want. Do you want 2 of these now that you have less? Yeah, you probably do. You probably do 2 of those. You probably still do. Do you still do a vine cleaver? We'll see if there's room for. You definitely don't do 2 vine cleavers now. Whoops, not adaptation. 2 lost to the jungles. Um, is there room for righteous? But there might not be room for righteous protector anymore. Yeah, I think you cut it for the other 1 drops, even though it's really good. It is so good though. We'll just know that. Okay, so this is the first thing to cut, and then because you want. I forgot what that mushroom power guy is. Cobalt. Okay, there's like mushroom power. I forgot what. I forgot his name. I know it's 5 mana. Fungal Mancer. See, but you still want. Um, the Stonehill Defenders, so you could um, get a chance at Sunkeeper Tarim. This is probably not going to make the cut. This looks pretty good. What else did I missing for regular odd paladin? That's pretty important. Maybe like since this is, I don't think this. Oh, is this Goblin Bomb worth it? I mean, I'm doing it just specifically for like magnetic stuff, right? Because the 2 damage to the hero is not going to really make a difference because I'm not like this is more of like a bursty, like get the board control and then start bursting them. So yeah, actually the kaboom, the Goblin Bomb has to go, right? Oh, well, the Blessings of Might. And put the Blessings of Might in. That's pretty strong. This doesn't seem as strong as the Warrior one. But in the mirror against the Warrior, you'd like lose out early, but then peppering in the hero power, you gain value over time though. So, okay, let's. Buff palette mid-range. So those are, I mean, those are about the 2 most aggressive decks I could see. Like, and because I could have made that like more mid-rangey, or I could have made that one a little more aggressive, but honestly, it would like peter out, I think, if I made it more aggressive. I think that's about good. But wait, is it an even mech paladin better though? Maybe not. Mid-range mech paladin might be like pretty crazy. I'll build a mid-range mech paladin now, and then I'll go into some of the OP combo decks, and then I'll do the card review. Mid-range. So this one, I'm gonna go Glowatron. Is that worth it? Boom, boom. It'll be like a mid-range with a fast low end. So this one might. Oh yeah. Oh, that's yeah. I didn't realize. I forgot that Galvanizer's not in the odd one. So yeah, maybe yeah, that's definitely not as good as the Warrior deck then, just because of that alone. I wonder if it's worth it. I wonder if even is better. Okay, because that's an even mech. I don't know if you want like a full curve, you don't do it. There might be something to even, but this is going to be good to draw two one attack minions because you're going to have like all these. So that's definitely good. Great, added 1/1 spark with rush to your hand. So that's going in. To an enemy minion, that's good for trading. That's really good on curve. Try minion. Summon 2/1 goblin bombs. No. Oh yeah, Noia module. This one is not. This with all these other mechs, it is good. Summon random minion from your hand that costs 2 or less. You're gonna be getting a lot of these one drops and stuff. You. No, that's not good in this one specifically. Shrink ray. Set attack and all health and minions to 1. This will be good in a mid range. 3/1 microbots. That should be pretty good. The mech egg. You could go full on mech egg themed, but this will just be good because I can. This would be more control. Like you could do this will work in mid range or control, I think. Oh yeah, definitely the one that summons 2 Noetrons. The War Gear, Ziliax. There's a hand buff, dude. A new hand buff card for you. This is good in control. Oh, I see. This might even be okay in mid range because it'll be 6 mana, 5/6. But then you could bring it back with their new spell. But there's definitely like a mech control mech build, but I don't think the control version will be good enough. It'll Yeah, the old hand buff stuff went out, but the last expansion I think had 1 or 2 cards, and this one has one. They're like slowly peppering some back in. I think some of the neutral legendaries do something. I can't remember. Add 2/1/1 sparks with rush to your hand. This will help clear out some stuff. I just don't think that this one will be worth it though. Maybe your turn deal 1 damage to all other characters. That will be good to have. It's magnetic too. Most of these, ones, I have like some ones, but that are 1 health, but most of them are bigger, so I could use this to supplement um, Concentrate, and it's a mech. Since in a mech deck, I could run that instead of Concentrate because one, it'll stick, and two, like a lot of times you're playing Concentrate just for the equality. Oh, I almost was like, what? Mini-bot's back? Um, so yeah, definitely equality. I would say I put like this new that actually, I'm gonna go one equality. Although you do want to combo with that one more, and you can't combo the other card. Yeah, I'm gonna do. I was gonna do one equality and one of the new spell that reduces their health and attack. Well, that other one will help me trade better though. Okay. I don't know. This isn't refined at all. This one will actually take a lot longer to refine than I think. So I'm just gonna move on. But I can kind of get a general gist of like how strong the deck will be. So this one, I'll definitely. I mean, you won't have to put in Turam. He's like the best, one of the best cards in the game. Maybe you Stegodon, throw one of those in. What was the other card that new one? Oh yeah, it's in here. Shrink Ray. I'm just gonna save it at 39 cards, and it looks like. So I mean, there's a strong deck that this can, depending on which of these cards you take out, can either like counter the more aggressive mech decks, or you could just be a little more aggressive with it and like blow through combo. So this is definitely good though. But yeah, it's like so good that there's 9 extra, probably like 10 extra cards, and you gotta like pick and choose which ones to take out. I mean, that's a good sign when you're like have so many extra cards that you don't want to take out. Well, usually, sometimes like it's like you need a lot of those cards to work, but and there's this card. You can tech in. I'll throw that in there because the mechs are going to be big the first day. This is the mech hate card. You just destroy a mech. So I'm just going to say, oh, I can't save the deck if it has more than 30 cards in it. So I'll just take out all the cheapest stuff just to save it. So, because that'll be the easiest to remember. Just go to the cheapest, all the one drop mechs and add them in. Unfinished. Um, okay, now we're gonna throw out some of the ones that are the most obvious. Whoops, not Hunter. Druid. Druid, the Fear Druid Stone, because they have so many insane cards. So we're gonna go with the Malygos. Actually, first to go Malygos. Wait, or whatever. I'll just go to mana filter 9/8+. I don't know why I just like that. Their search thing's not as good as the built-in one in the game because Malygos. Do you put in maybe Alexstrasza too? But Alexstrasza might not be necessary. But okay, so here's so you do each player gets 2 mana crystals. Oh yeah. This you guaranteed draw Malygos. Um, Floop, if they kill your Malygos, it doesn't matter. Like just this alone, I don't see how this is not like obviously like I said like the only hope against this deck is aggro. I feel like so like the idea of this deck is you you ramp up as quick as you can. I don't even, you might even do 2 interface. What the hell? We'll see. That might be too many dead cards. Um, Wild growth. So you put all your ramp in here. Oh yeah, tree Twig of the World tree is like a backup plan. Oh, you gotta have double swipe for the spell damage. Where's you got your nourish for your ramp and card draw. Spreading plague to buy time. So you go Moonfires and the swipes, and then so yeah. Oh yeah. What I was saying is yeah. The idea of this deck is you ramp up as quick as you can so that you can play Malygos as soon as you can, and then you with the juicy Psychomelon. If I take Alexstrasza out, you guaranteed draw Malygos, so I should probably do that because you. But if you have Alexstrasza, you could ramp up and hit them down to 15, and then you could follow up with Malygos the next turn. So it's an option to have Alexstrasza, but it's probably I think it's going to be stronger not to have it. So you if you make this the only 9 cost minion in your deck, this you have 2 chances at guaranteed drawing it, which is right now Malygos is already like a tier 1 deck, and yeah, now the hard part of getting people to give a crap about the game at all. Yeah. Oh wait. So, ooh, you can sell your cards on the Dota card game. Oh yeah. So you're saying that to give a crap about that game. See, I don't actually. I think it's a bad idea to have digital cards tradable and sellable for a card game because like your first instinct is to think like, oh well, now you could like people could just trade cards with each other and like you get them like cheaper, but it's just gonna it would actually inflate the price of cards because for one thing, then the company is selling less packs and cards so that they have to charge more for them. So their base price is higher, and then yeah, like that's the main thing. Like it's like instead of a pack costing $1 for 5 cards, it's gonna cost like $1 per card. So it'll be like $5 for 1 pack if it was say if it was Hearthstone. Yeah, I mean you could trade them, but yeah, they would just cost so much. Like the cards would be valued at so much higher. You would quickly see that the cost of the cards and the cost of playing the card game would be similar to something like Magic or Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Pokemon, which is extremely expensive. Like it would be a little cheaper just because the company itself doesn't you don't have to it doesn't cost money to print the cards, and that's the only difference in cost. But most of that cost doesn't come from printing the cards. It comes from the fact that that's how they have to make their money. And if you're trading the cards, then they're losing all the money on the trades. So like because the cards cost so much more money, it's going to actually cost you more money to like be invested in the game. And then they're also going to be way less likely to give away packs. Like say like for this expansion, you get a free golden legendary, you get free 3 packs from logging in, you get like some more packs from doing the quests. You had like just like last week where you had like double gold for 2 weeks straight for all your quests, and then there's the week 2 weeks before that where you had like the super high gold and dust for you wouldn't get stuff like that because that would be just them giving away the packs that they can't charge money for anymore. Like, or I mean that they can't get money for the trades. Maybe like $20. Valve gets a cut off every store sale. Yeah, so like I mean for the company, if they got a percentage, at best, like it would work out to where they would like maybe even gain money slightly temporarily, but they would lose so many players and the game would become so much more expensive that I mean it's already like it's a free to play game and technically you can play it free, but it's already too expensive. And like I promise you, like the cost of the game would go up if like to 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 be competitive in the game, the cost of the game would go up if you could trade cards. So I hope that they don't ever do. They probably won't ever do that because okay. So Malfurion. Anyway, I'm doing this Malagos deck. Yeah. So you cheat. You guaranteed draw. So sorry if everyone like. So you yeah you ramp up to 9 as quick as you can, and in the process of that, at some point you guaranteed draw Malagos so you can play it immediately. Um, really, just like all these cards are just the backbone. Everything else is just extra. And yeah, you can just play your Malagos without care on as soon as you get it, or as soon as you have the spell damage, I mean, because then if it dies, you can use Floop to play for 4 cost the next turn. So either like your Malagos lives, so then your spell damage is doing plus 10 for every spell. So a Moonfire is 12 damage for 0 mana, or they kill it, which is more likely, and then then you play the 4 mana, and then you can play Swipe Swipe, Moonfire Moonfire, and that's almost OTK right there. Let's say Swipe Swipe Moonfire is like what is that? 8, 9, 10 plus 10 is 20. Oh wait, no, no, wait. So swipe, wait. Moonfire is 6 or is 12 damage plus double swipe is 18. 18 plus 12. Yeah, that's 30 damage. Just double Moonfire, double swipe is 30 damage. But then, I mean, you have to save those, and usually you have to use at least one swipe for clear. But you're gonna have so Wrath for removal and draw. So you probably want. I wonder if like since you're gonna so much more often quickly get to Malagos and also um, be able to get this stuff off, you can probably afford to like squeeze in one more like face damage card. So like one Starfire as a backup, and it's a draw card too. So Branching Pass for armor up and card draw. Um, so we got 3 cards left. What else is normally in? Like it's just the same Malagos deck that already exists, but it's adding juicy Psycho Melons and oh yeah, Ultimate. How can I forget Ultimate Infestation? uh, yeah, because you want to draw through your deck as much as you can. So there's one spot right now for Alex Straza. I mean, you're trying to draw through your deck anyway. Maybe you do put Alex because if you still have to draw the spell damage cards anyway. So I mean, like the dream would be like guaranteed draw it and get it out quicker. I know it's kind of hard to say because then what if you're probably with all the card draw you're probably gonna accidentally draw it anyway. Like, and then the Alex Draza would make it so you don't have to have all the spell damage. I think probably the Alex Draza is the best bet, or after all. Oh wait a minute, I actually maybe not because then I still need to. I didn't put in the spell stone, and you're gonna need it to really need it to survive against these mechs. I think the innervates aren't important for sure. So the innervates get cut, and then that's 30 cards exactly. What did I cut out though? What am I like? Because that means I still cut out one, two, three, three cards that are normally in the deck. Oh no, actually five because of the biology project. Oh, I didn't. Oaken summons, but now Oaken summons. So I don't have the Oaken summons plus. So this would be like the most greedy version of the deck, and then which isn't gonna cut it at all against even a mid range. So you're gonna have to, because you want Oaken summons get it grabbing the this Ironwood Golem. I can control the ones you can't sell. Game offers 280 cards at shopping set. Players will be able to. Yeah, it's interesting. We'll see. I mean, I definitely think there should be a digital card game that does that, just so like you could prove one way or the other, like how the marketplace goes. And also, as like just because like I already have like I'm already like financially invested in Hearthstone, so like I can't do two card games, and I don't have the time for two card games anyway. And like if I'm gonna play other, and I don't want to play two different card games, so I would only play one card game pretty much personally. Some people like playing multiple, but like if I'm gonna play another game, I'll just play like a completely different game, like a shooter, like or like an RPG or something. But it's good for it'll be good for Hearthstone to have like another game like that get big because it'll force them to if it does end up being that somehow it's cheaper, then it would cause them to reduce the price of their cards. Of course, it could be bad too because it could be like, oh well, this other one that's really popular charges more, so like we could probably charge a little more too, or not charge more, but it's more expensive. So like it'll like they won't have to reduce cards or give away as much free stuff because they'll be like, yeah, see that other card game, like you have to spend this much money. So yeah, what do I cut? One, I don't. I think two of these is good when you like, so you have a really high chance of guaranteed draw. And also now with two of them, you get both of these. Um, these are completely dead in this deck though. If I draw them naturally, I think I cut one of them. I think since I and then but then like this is useless just by itself. So I have to cut something, right? We gotta have that removal. Maybe because this is more for card draw, right? Drawing five, and now I have that. Like I don't need to like dig into my deck for these. Like this is more about the card draw, not the damage or the tempo. I could actually think I could cut the ultimate infestations. I think that's the play. Like it sounds crazy, even though it draws 5 cards. For sure, not 2 of them. Maybe I do. I mean, I see I could either cut ultimate infestation or the Alex. I think you need the Alex because like there's going to be armor gain, right? So you're going to need to like drop their health to 15 because they might have like 15 armor. I might not need trigger the world tree and forbiddenness because that's like redundance, right? And this is just like a slower, less reliable. But you could actually no wait, I think you keep it because if you have both, you could like oh, can you get both of these off? Yeah, yeah, you can drop Floop. Oh no, because you have to play Malygos first, right? I guess you could. I mean, you could add. Oh, because like basically it works out. Because right now you have when you use the trigger the world tree, you have essentially 11 mana to do with spells. But if you with Floop you have um, seven. Yeah, you have 17 mana. But you'd have to like okay if you Malyghost swung in with the world tree, flooped. Yeah, I mean, you could have a huge extra spell burst, and you wouldn't have to have as many spells. So yeah, you do want both. But so wait, so you don't want to cut either of those. That could be the Starfire. Do you need the Starfire? If I'm just doing this for card draw and spell damage, but I could play if I have to, and I run out of other spells. I could do Starfire, and as part of that, hmm. Oh yeah, I could have these guys instead of for ramp 2. I think I want the guaranteed token summons into the Iron Golem now. Yeah, it's so crazy, but do you need? See, if I do turn where I ramp up quick and I do draw this though, then I could draw into the rest of the deck and gain armor and the Starfire is not in there right now, and it's not needed. We'll see it. Like I would see how it plays out. But this is like something like this is going to be like I saw like there's a little refinement, but this is a pretty ridiculous deck. Like this is very quickly and consistently going to like just completely wreck everything. Like yeah, like you're all, you could go super armor gain, but there's not like out of the new cards they added. Yeah, I mean you could go really big armor gain. That could be a way with it. We'll see. Maybe the deck's not quite as strong. Now I'm seeing like it's definitely ridiculous, but it's not unbeatable from control, completely unbeatable. It's just you're probably going to lose as a control deck because you're not going to be able to gain that armor quick enough, as quick as they ramp and OTK you. So that's one of the scary ones for Druid. Okay, and then what else is there? There is Shutterwork got a little dominant. I like the Warlock. There's multiple like Druid ones. Oh, there's also the Oak Heart. Yeah, I should build the Oak Heart Taunt Warrior one or Taunt Druid thing because that's has some of those same exact cards. So Biology Project. If a minion dies, this turn gain so mana. There's also a token one that uses this. That one's gonna be good, but I don't think the token one will be quite as strong as the other one. It'll still be really strong though. And then so this one will have. Actually, again, you like do you need ultimate infestation? We'll see. Do I go just big druid or see? I wouldn't put Tarantus in the regular taunt one, but that one card. This is one where I'm actually gonna put multiple of those high cost minions in. Maybe it's just big druid's better than the taunt one because it'll be so quick. I think the big druid might be better than even the taunt Hadronox, although you could put both in. We'll just throw everything in at first and just look at what one's better. So Hadronox. Oh, whoops. So you do this is one you only really were going to use one of these 7, 8, 9, and 10 cost minion, but um, you want to have both of them so you draw all that stuff faster. Floop goes in there. Where is at the end of your turn reduce the cost of random minion in your hand by 7. That one's ridiculous. Yeah, I think just like the big druid's probably better, but then you do so you do the Oak Heart package with what's the dragon? Oops, Dagon. This one, summon that. So Oak Heart grabs. Oh, do you want to put Malik? I guess you put this, maybe. But then that, I already got 3. I guess then the Juicy Melon is even better because it's going to keep drawing 9 cost minions. Recruit a dragon so that can recruit the Drake. The Sleepy Dragon. Ysera. Do I want the Jakari Enchanter for the greed? Do one of these. See how greedy this deck can be. I mean, since my deck is also going to be having this this end of the cost turn, it's definitely worth having at least one Jakari Enchanter in, right? But you still need to be fitting the ramp in and removal. So wild growth. So that grabs the 1, 2, and 3. You don't need to grab the one dude. So what else can 1, 2, and 3? So what do I have? That's my 2 attack. That's a 3 attack. That'll bring the taunts back. Okay, I need this will be removal, and I could kill my own Hadronox. You go super greedy and get a cube. I'll go 1 cube, but I might have to take that out. Because this is going to blow them out without the cube. Actually, the cube's just to win more, so that might not even be worth it. But it'll stop like something like an equality concentrate or something. But that's going to be kind of rare. 1, 2, and 3 cost. So I don't have any 1 attack minions. Oh yeah, the Drakari Enchanter, never mind. Maybe, yeah, you do put 2, because then you can pull that. Yeah, I'm going to put 2 of those. Because if you draw the other one, then that's not going to do it. I mean, that's pretty greedy, because now I don't have removal, though. But we already said that, because the Psycho Melon is going to draw... So the Psycho Melon draws the floral, the floral platyst, and it draws 7, 8, 9, and 10. So this is my only 7 cost minion, so it's going to draw that, and that can drop the cost of any of the other ones I already drew by 7, so that there's no penalty for drawing your expensive slow minions now. So that'll guaranteed get draw by the Psycho Melon. Maybe it's Ysera I cut, because or these dragons. But these are taunts that can get brought back. So I have no removal though. So yeah, I definitely have to. I think, yeah, I don't need the Ysera. I mostly just want the taunts to like I'm going to be ramping up to the taunts, so I don't need a ton of removal. That'll get drawn. Like I said, the cube's kind of a win. Like I'm already going to be bursting out so much ridiculous shit. Do I need the cube? I mean, that's in these because then you can cube your Hadronox and then like uh, get all the taunts back to survive more in an aggro match. I don't know if you're barely winning. I think though you've pretty much already won because like basically if you play that, like if you play your O-Cart, you just won the game already on the spot. Pretty much. I don't know. What if you cubed this, and then at the end of your turn, you cube and naturalize this, reduce the cost of a minion in your hand by 14, so they're free. That's a little like win more and greedy too. I feel like the cube can go. And then so I need more removal, right? We need double swipe for the aggro stuff. I don't have like that much draw though. I just have like the nourish and this, but the nourish you want to use for a ramp. Because the big play is to get to the O cart. But even without it, if you draw into this, you're golden. If you just ramp straight up, like worst case is you just ramp high and you can play any of these big minions. This is really good. Going to be good for the mirrors, so you definitely want that. So this is drawing 7, 8, 9. So it draws that. It draws a Drake, and then it draws one of these that you really need, or you need this one more so. But then if you play that, if it the Juicy Melon draws that, Oakheart's not summoning it, and you don't have any other 3 attack minions. So you could actually squeeze um, an Ironwind Golem in here too, honestly, and that would help your defense. Do you even need Malfurion? Because he's not going to get reduced. You want to like get that to get reduced, and like Malfurion's really good, but it's oh yeah, that gives you like an you don't need the alternate game plan of beating them down, and you're not trying to go like super long, like the fatigue. Dude, I bet like then you could summon 2 scarabs. Like peppering the 3 damage plus the attack of some of this other stuff could be big. Because this is a little too weak to, well, it's very weak to aggro as it is. I think you just go all in with this one and then like try to ramp quick and then like ramp up and hope you draw into like the stuff that pulls the other stuff. So that's pretty strong. I think it's less consistent than the Mali Druid, which is what you see now too on ladder. Like sometimes that deck just blows you out, and then sometimes like it doesn't do much. Oh, there's a big. All right, so that's the aggro decks. 2 of the OP Druid decks. I think there's a couple of OP and potential. Oh yeah, there's an OP Rogue deck that you got to build. Or there's actually multiple builds of that. So this one, let's see, I'll do the best one for now, and then, or maybe there's 2 that I might have to build. But yeah, there's actually multiple really strong rogue ones, but I think the one that's obviously the most broken is with the draw your own the rest of your deck. And then there's actually, I see there's 2 ways to go about it. There's like the bunny hopper thing, isn't it? I thought it was 2 mana. Where is it at? Oh yeah, there it is. So let's throw all these in here and think about it. And then Lab Recruiter is the backbone of either one of them. And so the idea is you just play this on turn 5, or if you have prep, play it on turn 2, and draw the rest of your deck. So the second you have all these, or 2 of these guys, you can just draw the rest of your deck, and then your deck's empty. So anything you shuffle back in, you're guaranteed gonna draw that. So if you shuffle in these pogo hoppers with this, shuffle 3 of them in, and now they there's just those in there, and you can shadow step either one of them. You might be burning shadow step, so you want to like double up, but you could shadow step this and then like throw more of these in if you need to go the infinite route, or you could just immediately shuffle more pogo hoppers in and like draw your deck more so that you could burst them down real quick. Yeah, I mean this is a pretty insane deck too. This might be like a yeah, this is like going to be like kind of in a way similar to like the quest rogue where you're kind of like not really doing anything at first, but you destroy control decks because you're just like throwing down big minions. It's going to be like a faster Jade deck is what I'm worried about with the pogo hoppers in there. So I think you do put pogo hoppers because you could also do the Kingsbane route though. You don't put pogo hoppers in and you just Kingsbane with like the life steals. But I think this is better because like with the Kingsbane one, it's weak to the if they just keep throwing down taunts because you're burning your whole deck, so you're going to be burning your removal spells. So I think yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the pogo hopper route is probably the stronger way to go. And so you want so until you draw this stuff, you just want basically all you need is these 5 cards here. That's what's fucking ridiculous. But then so everything else is just what else do you want to stall and you don't care if you burn. So yeah, you want to so if you're thinking of this as like a quest rogue or Jade, you just want to destroy the aggro before they can kill you. So you do a bunch of anti-aggro, and then you want to draw into this as quick as you can too, right? So you want draw. Um, but do you want to throw Kingsbane in actually as a little like backup? You could do both actually. You might be able to do. You could do Kingsbane and that. And so if you like, you don't care if the Kingsbane gets burnt. Oh, let's see what that looks like. You might. We could take this out. You might, if you can do both packages, this is going to be so insane. You don't need the Cavern Shiny Finder because you're going to burn your whole deck. So let's double Eviscerate. But for sure we want the removal spells. We want double Sap, double Vanish. Oh, SI7s. This to draw the minion in case so you could try and get to the lab recruiters and the bunny hoppers quicker. So yeah, you want them. Oh yeah, there's also there's the Faldori Strider route where you keep shuffling spiders in and you keep getting 4/4s, but I think the bunny hopper is going to be better because you're going to like this way you're just going to get a board full of full fulls 4/4s real quick and then it's going to be slow to refill. I don't know, maybe what do you just throw these in here anyway, right? As like a maybe you could go emergency backup plan where you just like it, if you don't like throw down the if you're saying you're playing against like that Malygos Druid and you're like, okay, if I don't just use Myra's unstable element right now and burn my deck and take the risk of like burning the cards I need, then I'm just gonna lose. So like you throw this as an extra like possible win condition, but this will be the first thing I cut if there's not room because you want lots of removal. Oh, well, you could do Valera too. You want Valera actually too. Um, that just makes it so you can like play the bunny hoppers quicker and like you can do that infinite like with the instead of like shadow stepping the lab recruiter you can just play the first one on the minion that's on the bunny hopper and then play the second one from the Valera on the lab recruiter. I think you want Mimic Pod. Echo. Wait, where's the life steal? We're seeing if we could put it in the Kingsbane. No, I don't think the Kingsbane is going to be good because yeah, it looks like we're running out of room. Although like because you got deadly poison and you need You'd probably want like Doomerang too, and although Doomerang's a removal too, but it's not good until the Kingsbane gets buffed up, and Kingsbane isn't going to get buffed up quick if you don't have this Cavern Shiny Finder, which you don't want in this deck. Yeah, Fan of Knives. Yeah, there's the Kingsbane's going to have like, yeah, we don't need that, so we don't need the Deadly Poison either, or the Leeching Poison. Um, oh yeah, we want File Spines. This looks pretty good right here. I feel like I'm missing something. I could cut the Faldori Striders. Let's see what else removal there is. Not Assassinates. I want to even Assassinate might be good. Okay, just for the stall or like. What else did they get? I feel like they got another thing that synergizes. Um, when you shuffle a card into a deck, shuffle an extra copy. This could go in there too. It works with the Striders and the Lab Recruiters. Let's just throw that in there and think about it. Oh yeah, it's the shuffle 10 cards from. No, that's definitely not what that. That's like a build of this too. That's like the more of the fun Burgle one. That's definitely not as good. Oh yeah, there is also like an OTK deck with this Necrom Blade, where you do the Cobalt Illusionist, which has the Death Rattle summon a minion, for a 1/1 copy of a minion from your hand. So you wait till you have Malygos. Like you do the same setup here, where you lots of removal, and then you do like you also include Sinister Strikes. That one's a little slower though, I think, than this, and a little less consistent. Because you have to specifically draw that one Malygos, so you can't like preemptively go off with this. Like the good thing about the unstable portal that draws the whole your whole deck is like I said, like you could turn two if you really wanted to, depending on the matchup. You could turn two, prep this out, and draw your whole deck, and you'd be drawing 7 cards. So there would be a really good shot that you'd get like these bounce back minions, and even off of turn two, like you have basically a 1 in 3 shot. Well, you have to have a couple of cards combos, so maybe lower than that, but you have at least like a shot like of just having your deck outright right then that you need. But with the Malagos one, like you have to specifically wait. So that one's like it's still really good too, but it's a little slower. Oh yeah, because yeah, I was saying that this one Death Rattle triggered Death Rattle of your minion. Like you like Cobalt Illusionist and you get the second Malagos, so you get two 1/1 Malagoses on the board, and then you can just like yeah, just obviously OTK them real easy. Summon a poisonous. Oh, I could do this as a stall minion, Giggling Inventor. And then if that one gets left over later on, like you could keep like you could like you probably wouldn't want to Shadow Step it though. I think yeah, this is good. Backside Prep, SI7, Minstrel. So what was it? Oh, I was saying I'd probably just cut out the Striders because I'm just looking to stall no specifically. Yep, that looks like a really strong deck. And actually, it seems like what is this weak to? Like it kills the aggro stuff. Um, I mean, it can stall on aggro at least. Like that mech warrior is so aggressive, and you can throw so much stuff down. And then the mid range pallies will overcome it like at first, but you can at least stall very well. And then yeah, this is gonna really quickly blow out control decks. I guess like the only thing that can beat this is like an OTK deck, and that's not even guaranteed. Though the big druid. So yeah, so this loses to uh the combo deck sometimes, but it can beat it's winnable. Like this might be the overall best deck unless I'm missing something. Trying to it can lose to aggro and it probably loses to combo decks. It probably has like a negative win rate to combo decks, but it's not like a huge negative win rate. And the same with aggro decks, like it loses to aggro, but it's not a huge one. I don't know, maybe it even has a positive win rate against the combo decks though. It's really hard to say. I mean, it depends on how consistently people can draw that stuff, which seems like pretty good now. Either way, those are like kind of like I see as the three strongest decks that I'm thinking of. I'll do the review. So let me save this deck, and then yeah, I mean the whole point of this was so that I could more accurately do the review, and then I'm gonna cut this like I'm gonna eat like a quick lunch real quick, and then after that I'm gonna get right back on and do the card review. But I mean the whole point of this was to try and figure out the things more. But yeah, that's what it looks like. Is that this deck, the Malygos Druid, the Big Druid are like the three like super OP decks, and then it seems like aggro Mech Warrior is really aggressive, and that's one of the best ones. And then some variation of it, and then the Paladin ones seem pretty good too. Like you can kind of like cater their builds depending on the meta to beat like really any of that stuff, which is nice to know. And then I didn't really like look at the mage one yet. I kind of look at that later. Like they got like some OP cards too, but it seems like basically like a slower OP version of some of the what Druid's doing. Like they have like ridiculous like reduce all your minions to one, and then like you could do a minion deck and you could just fill the board up. But that seems like a slower version of this deck, and like a smaller. It's like probably a little bit slower and smaller minions than the big Druid one. So it's like kind of like an inferior version of those two decks. Like so, like I think it's a strong deck, but maybe I'll be wrong. I'll have to build that. But yeah, I'm gonna uh let's see this. What do you even call this deck? Yeah, I'm just gonna finish this up and then take a break, and then afterwards, after I do the card review, like uh I'll build some more decks if I feel like and see like depending on where those fit if I was wrong or right, and then after like by then the whole day is probably gonna be done, and so maybe tomorrow, either like so late tomorrow or tonight, or like tomorrow I'll just build like more of like the fun ones and like see where it goes, and maybe one of those ones will seem like it's really strong. I don't even like Bunny Hopper Rogue, Bunny Rogue. It's like there's multiple like draw your whole deck roads. Yeah, I'll just Bunny Rogue, whatever. all these. Yep. All right. I'll be back on in a little bit. If you want to see the full review, let's see. They got all the cards finally posted up. Make sure I didn't miss any cards real quick before I could quickly adjust one of those other decks. Yeah, looks like they got all the decks. Wait, what's this? Make sure this JoJo bot isn't like something. Oh, they don't have like what the token is for that. I think it's just like a 1/1 mech. Yeah, okay, so all the cards are posted up. I'm gonna do now that I've been using a lot of the minions, neutral minions to build, like before last time I started at neutral, I'll start at the top again. Start with Druid when I get back.